Yeah. Yeah. That's right. You know where we at. You know exactly where we at. We are in the rabbit hole. Ain't no gravity in the rabbit hole, right? It may feel like you falling in the rabbit hole, but you're not falling. All you gotta do is reach to the left and reach to the right and pull yourself up out of the rabbit hole. Me, don't worry about me. I sleep in the rabbit hole. I live in the rabbit hole. So let's talk about it. First thing I want to talk about is the ice wall. The ice is this theory about this ice wall, right? So what's beyond the ice wall? Everybody want to know what's beyond the ice wall. The thing is this: the ice wall is your mind. And I don't know if I shared this in another video, but the ice wall is your mind. The ice wall is the way you see things. The ice wall is the limitations that has been put on your mind, the barriers that have been put on your mind to where you only operating on the level of a robot. See, when you go beyond the ice wall, that give your mind the ability to see things beyond the ice wall. Seeing beyond the ice wall is being able to understand and see things around you in a different light and in a different understanding. That's what the ice wall is. It ain't got nothing to do with all this fairy tale, travel to the edge of the world stuff. Because what good is traveling beyond the ice wall gonna do? What good is that gonna do as far as healing people in hospitals or stopping predators from doing what they want to kids or stopping kids from being mistreated or stopping adults from mistreating each other. None of these things about ice walls, none of these things about UFOs, none of these things about Bigfoot or none of this imaginary stuff is going to change anything about how people treat each other in society. But what is going to change the way things are viewed in society is when people are able, parents are able to educate their children beyond the ice wall. We got to be educated beyond the ice wall. Even when we talk about fourth and fifth and sixth dimensions, right? The fourth and fifth and sixth dimension, all that is the way you see things. If you add, you in the third dimension. So if you add to what you see and understand in the third dimension, you're able to see and understand from a fourth, fifth, sixth dimension point of view. Let's really take the time to really think about what's being told to us. And let's be adults about what's being told to us. Let go of the whole Star Wars. Let go of the whole the whole Hollywood idea of what the ice wall is. Let go of these. Look, when it come to things being man-made, right? Like what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is man-made. I'm talking. What comes out of your mouth is the only thing that is man-made. Everything else been here. It's already been here. The only thing that ain't been here is what comes out of your mouth. Well, okay, so when you talking about seeing the, okay, so I see what you're saying, Cindy. So the reason why we can't see what is actually around us is because of this, right? You can't see what people think. You can't see people ideas. You can't see what's going on inside somebody's head. So that's how come you can only see a fraction of what's going on around you. You can't see if somebody else is watching you. You can't see or hear if somebody else is listening to you. So that's where that come into play, where when they saying we can only see a fraction of the light spectrum, meaning that because everybody the see okay, and this what I had to correct somebody on earlier. Yeah, see you could feel them, you could definitely feel them, but you can't see them. And this what the issues that been coming in lately, where you've been having a lot of people like kind of showing this empathy for the devil, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying the things about the light this, the light that, right? So you got the light that God created, which is the sunlight. That's the light that God brought forth, is the light. So there's nothing, there's nothing to really think about if it's under the sun. Okay, so now let me dive into this, because when we talking about people that pass on, right? Understand this. How can I put this into words? Um, People want to know what's gonna happen when we pass on, right? And I tell them this right here, and this is still connected to what I'm talking about with with breaking down the ice wall, right? With right now this conversation we having, this we tearing down the ice wall right now, right? So now understand this. The only the only thing we've ever known about life is what we see. We see life. That's it. That's all. That's all we see, right? I mean, we see images of people dying, right? We see these movies, we see all these things about people dying, but what we do know is life goes on. Life continues. As long as I've ever been here, we've always seen life, right? So, with that being said, with that truth being seen under the sun, understand that if a person passes on, right? If a person passes on, where are they gonna go? Where are they gonna go? You got the answer, but if you get to listening to everybody else, if you get to listening to the world around you, then you're gonna come up with all these different answers, right? The light that the devil brings is the light. The light bearer is that light in your mind, because that light in your mind don't come from the sun. That light in your mind don't come from the light bulbs or no calm air or nothing. That light that's inside of your mind is the light that you need to gain control of. You need to learn to make your light into a perfect darkness, and then you need to be the one creating the light in your mind. You can't let the world around you or let these people around you continue to create that light inside of your mind, because that light that's being created is the light of the devil. And it's been going on since you've been a child, since you've been a kid. That's when it all started. You was brand new to the earth. You was brand new to the earth. You didn't know nothing. You didn't know nothing at all. You was brand new. And if you calculate, see, This the thing right here. Okay, exactly. We all been programmed. It's all programming. It's all programming, and there's nothing wrong with reprogramming yourself. See, I can sit up here and talk about a bunch of negative things all day, right? But I mean, what's the point? And people be saying, "Oh, well, you speaking the truth. You speaking the truth." How can I speak the truth about things that already happened? The truth is what's gonna happen. The truth is what you make happen for yourself, for you as an individual. There is no we. There is no us. There is a you, right? And you need to be prepared for that next life. And it's breaking down that ice wall right now. So yes, when you pass on, you pass on, meaning that you'll be able to go beyond the ice wall and be able to expand in this world, because this life that we live in and this planet that we on is an infinite realm, meaning there could be other places that you could go, but if your mind not right, this is gonna be the section that you stay in. This is a paradise. First off, let me say this. This is a paradise that we're in. But it's people and systems and programs that corrupt it, that make it bad for people. And this is the thing right here. This is the thing. It is, see, the system, the system is set up so we can reason, so we can rationalize. Understand this. When they say it was 400 years of slavery going on, right? See, when you look at the word slavery from a biblical standpoint, slavery is a sinner. That's what a slavery is. That's what a slave is a person who sins. So 400 years of slavery it was 400 years of people doing what the hell they wanted to do. It was all type of crazy people kidnapping people, doing experiments, people kidnapping people for sex slaves, it was people doing whatever the hell. It was like, it was just pandem, it was just mayhem. It was things far beyond your imagination. It was, yeah, for 400 years of just straight chaos. See, America wasn't a slave. Well, okay, so we keeping it biblical. America was a slave country, but it meant that it was a sinner's country. 400 years of war, nonstop chaos, and war means confusion. That's all war means, confusion. Just like the war on drugs, but you didn't see no militaries or nothing fighting, because war means confusion. That's all it is. And now we got the system that's set up to help us reason. Because if people didn't reason, put it this way, and I'm going to break down Cain and Abel too, but put it this way, if Cain had a TV and an Xbox, he probably wouldn't have killed Abel. If Cain had a job, like he had to be at work at 6 o'clock, he had some bills he had to pay. He had to, like seriously. But Cain and Abel could also be symbolic to the old killing the young. Cain could also be symbolic to, because you know we walk on Cains. When you get old, when you get hurt, when you handicap, you may be disfigured. You walk on the Cain, right? And then you got Abel. What happens when you able? That means you able to move around, you're able to do things, you're able to succeed. You're able, you're able-minded. People like you because you're able. So now when we look at the Cain and Abel story, we looking at the old killing the young, the older brother killing the younger brother, the old taking out the young, out of jealousy and envy, because God is giving more attention to the young and giving more light to the young than he is to the old. We in the rabbit hole. I mean, it's already where it's at. I mean, you can jump out of the rabbit hole at any given time. You get out the rabbit hole at any given time. I mean, because this the kicker. Look, this the kicker. Everything that I'm talking about is connected. Everything is all one. I don't care if we talk about sports, we talk politics, we talk about any. It's all connected. It's all one. It's all one thing. But the whole purpose is preparing yourself and expanding yourself. Expanding yourself is key. That's the key thing. Because now we talking about, see, this is what I realized from the people who left behind like the ancient ruins, or they might have left behind pottery, or they might have left behind hell even their own remains, like hell decorate me like this, or whatever the case may be. They left evidence of their existence. And cannibal. Uh yeah. I mean, you could put cannibal because it's so many words that mean the same thing. Like it all come from just like Cain and just like hell, Cain and Abel. I mean them names, but then once you break it down, you got a Cain, you got abilities, and then you got cannibal, like you just said, cannibal. You know what I'm saying? Like a dog, which is what Cain is, Canaanites, canine. You know what I'm saying? Eating Abel, like it's crazy. The English language, the English language is a powerful thing. But going back to this ice wall though, going back to this ice wall because even this conversation can have an ice wall to it, right? And you got people that live on one side of the ice wall. You got people on the other side of the ice wall that's like, hey, come on the other side of the ice wall. And people like, hell no, I'm not coming up over there. That's Antarctica. That's Antarctica. And it's like, no, it's a paradise over here. Like, if you see the world like this, then I'm telling you, you're not going to be worried about this, that, and the other. I can say this. I can say this honestly. A lot of the things that we've been programmed to know, no, I got to get back to the ice wall. A lot of the things that we've been programmed to know has just been surrounded by ice wall, and that ice wall keeps you stuck in time. Like I watch Adam 22. I watch I watch Capone. It's like certain podcasts that I watch, and like you have certain Bloods and Crips on there, and they talking about how they move as Bloods or how they move as Crips, right? But how they talking about how they move is no different from how the guys from the 70s was talking about how they moved as Bloods as Crips, or how the guys from the 80s or the 90s was talking about how they move as Blood as Crips. So it's not really no advancement in how they moving as Bloods as Crips and Bloods and Crips. Besides, okay, they jumping on the internet, but that's not no advance. That's not nothing advanced. They're not creating nothing. They're not creating not coming up with inventions or trying to come up with laws that'll probably help them become an organization or maybe to get their gun rights back, or because it's an ice wall around the way they think. It's an ice wall around the way they see things. Oh yeah, the earth is definitely a paradise. It's definitely a paradise. We in this look, okay. Now, see, I say to get out the rabbit hole, you got to pull yourself up. So it's totally the opposite to go deeper in the rabbit hole. You want to go deep in the rabbit hole, you got to push yourself down. So now, we in the same place. We in the same place, right? And what I mean by we're in the same place, meaning that we never left. Okay, put it this way. God said, let there be light. And we are still in that same day that God said, let there be light. We're still in the same. Look, the only difference between, if you want to put time between that moment when God said, let there be light, the only difference between that is like the people who were here, they just got old and died. If they were able to live forever, they would be able to, like, let's just say Moses, for example. If people didn't die, Moses would still be here to tell you, like, everything that happened. But he not. He got old. His body got old, and he died. We still in the same place. We still, it's the same sun, it's the same moon, it's the same clouds, same trees, same ocean. The only difference is the people. The people is the ones that change. Or not even change, we were just born. I mean, we got different technology. We got, you know what I'm saying, certain different clothes and jewelry and phones and all these things. But we're still in the same day of creation. That day never ended. They added systems to it to detach you from that day. Put time in between it, put years in between it, but see, if you break down, and that's why they'll say something like 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago, which mean they don't know. When they say thousands of years ago, that mean they don't know. They never say hundreds of years ago. They say thousands or millions of years ago, which mean they don't know how long ago it was. So this, okay, let's look at your age, for example. If you want to really know how old you was, right? Okay, for example, I'm 37, right? Now, if I wanted to know how old I was, I would just break down my age into months, right? And if I want to and break my age down into months, and then I'll break it down into days, then I'll break it down into hours. Well, look, they give you the answer. You just got to do the math. They break it down. Once you break your age down to seconds, your age is a time, is infinite. Once you break your age down into seconds, it's just you just keep the number just keep going up. It's infinite. It never stop. They just put years on it to put the ice wall around it. That's the ice wall. The years is an ice wall. And you got to think, see, a lot of people never get over trauma. People never get over trauma because of this right here. And some people may never see, understand this. People are traumatized by what they did to you. It's people that's traumatized by what they did to you. Because they'll be a different person now. They're not the same person that did that, and they got to live with what they did to you for the rest of their life. I mean, a lot of times we see example of that in prison, but just think about, I mean, there's people that did things when they were children. There's people that did things when they were teenagers. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that did things that got away with it. But I say that to say this right here. People never get over it because you're still in the same day. You just got older. I could go back to the same place that Dr. King got shot. The only difference is it just happened so many years or so many days or so many weeks ago or so many months ago, however you want to calculate it. I could go back with something where I grew to the house I grew up in and go in the house and go to where I slept at. But I was a small boy when I slept there. The place still right there. They could tear the house down and I could still walk in the grass field. Like my bedroom was right here. And I slept right here. And maybe nobody will be able to see it because they don't see the houses. Like it's grass field right here. Yeah, but yeah, I remember I walked in, the front door was right here. Walk in and then we walk over here. The kitchen was right here. The front room was right here. So you standing in the same place where it happened at, but the building is gone. So we in the same place. This is an infinite place. This is what Albert Einstein tried to explain. Yeah, I mean, this is what Albert Einstein tried to explain. In a nutshell, he said if you leave to go on one, if you leave to go to the end of the universe, 'cause you got to think back then, and see, I say back then, and I'll look at back then and be like, oh, it was dangerous back then to talk about these things. But hell, it's dangerous to talk about these things now because a lot of people can't take this information. A lot of people can't take this information. Hell, I can barely take the information. Yeah, it is. But Albert Einstein was talking about that if you leave to go to the end of the universe, if you leave and go to the end of the universe, you just gonna come back from the other side of the universe right back to where you started. I'm in Chicago, so if I leave Chicago and travel around the world, I end up like if I leave and go towards New York and fly that way, I'm gonna come back on the other side and end up right back where I started. It is. But see, now this the beauty of it. This the beauty of it right here. Because now, once you realize all these things going on, like, okay, I've been tricked out of being part of this existence. I've been tricked of being part of this existence. You want to make a statue of yourself and bury it. Go somewhere and bury it somewhere. Make a statue of your face and go bury it. Make a painting of yourself. Make paintings. Make videos just talking. Make music, sing. Do all these things. Carve your name in a tree. Write books. Write books for people that's locked up. Because this is the thing. What you done been through is somebody going through it right now. And all you are is a witness to God's work. Because you made it through it. You made it through it. You here right now, right? And this is the thing. This the thing. See, this the thing. Break the ice wall down. Break the ice wall down. Are these memories? If you still in the same place, are they really memories? If you still in the same place, are they really memories if you're still here? See, that's a sign right there. Sign right there I'm talking too much. Your cup runneth over. Talking too much. But are they memories if you're still in the same place? The issue is you got unfinished business and you're being distracted. No. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. There is no before you was born. Break the ice wall down. Break down the ice wall. Break down the ice wall. Break down the ice wall. It wasn't no before you was born. You can't leave. You never left. See, this is the thing. I don't want to see, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I don't want to break down the ice wall. Don't break down the ice wall. Cause a lot of times, now it's time to get to the dark side of the rabbit hole, okay? A lot of times these walls ain't safe to break down. These things is not things that you really want to understand. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to understand these things because when you break down that ice wall, but there's the thing, see, understand this. The ice wall is how you see things. That's what the ice wall is how you see things. So when that ice wall break down, you never know what may come from that other side of that ice wall. Or you never know how far you may be willing to go on the other side of that ice wall. And this the thing right here about breaking down that ice wall, right? And allowing what comes from that ice wall to guide you on this side or going on the other side of the ice wall is this right here. Society is not set up for you to be on the other side of the ice wall. That's not how it works out here. That's not how it works out here. And I know you've seen the Matrix. We a lot of us have seen the movie The Matrix, like how Agent Smith just jump in and take over a person. Yeah. We talking about a simulation. So this is the thing about a simulation. A simulation, okay, let me break it down like this. You got a farm, right? Well, you could go get some eggs, you can go get some pig or some cow meat, whatever you want to get, right? Maybe go get a couple whatever. But then you got a Walmart, which is a simulation of a farm. They don't got living cows, they don't got living pigs, they don't got living chickens. They got dead chickens, they got dead cows, they got dead pigs, they got dead lambs, they got vegetables with no soil, fruit with no trees. You know what I'm saying? So it's a simulation. Walmarts and grocery stores are simulations of farms. So McDonald's is a simulation of a farm. You know what I'm saying? A car is a simulation of a horse and buggy, right? You got to think your phone is a simulation of your brain. Your phone is a simulation of your brain. Yes. That's why people be so attached to it. See, artificial intelligence is the way you think. It's not no robot. It's not no computer. Artificial intelligence is the way you think, the way you see things. Intelligence is your ability to learn. So artificial intelligence meaning that you're using an artificial form of intelligence to learn. So if you just looking at anything that you see on the internet and running with it, that's artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is books. Education is artificial intelligence. How the hell am I sitting in the classroom learning? That's a simulation of intelligence. A simulation of learning. No. See, that's the thing. It is real. Israel, it is real. It's all real. That's what see that. that's what they don't want you to believe, that is real. They don't want you to believe that this is real because they want to they want to trick you out of, they want your spot. They want your spot. It's people that will kill for it's people that will kill you, take your spot. They will bury you and live their life how you were supposed to live it. Hell no. How you gonna kill me and then live my life how I'm supposed to live? They don't get a job and stuff. They don't get their credit in order and all that stuff. They'll get a 401k and all that stuff. Get married and stuff. Like, they will get a dog and stuff. Like, God damn. And living. Like, hold on, God damn. But thankfully, see, this the thing, and this is why I'm against people that, you know, they speak against the police. Even though I didn't have bad experiences with the police in my family, I understand how the racist, you know, certain racist systems have been set up. But I could say this, just like how it used to be people that could kill you and take your life and live your life how you supposed to live it. Well, they got systems that set up to stop people from doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like they got FBI that'll catch people doing it. At least if something does happen to you, at least it's a possibility that some type of justice could be served. You know what I'm saying? It's people that have, and see, that's why I say you got to leave evidence of your existence, because let's just say something do happen to you. It's possible that some type of justice could be served, and you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hey, don't get rid of the police, because if somebody try to do something to me, man, I hope the police ride past. Because I know they not gonna look at me and be like, oh well, because of his skin color, I'm gonna let them guys rob him. I'm gonna let them guys do this. They not gonna do that. They gonna try to help me. Real. And if I'm in real trouble right now, if somebody call, I could call the police and they'll help me. I'm not living behind that ice wall no more. I'm not living stuck in that time where you got people say, "Oh well, if you do this, you a snitch. If you do that, you this, you that." Like I'm not living. I'm breaking down. I'm living. I live beyond the ice wall, and that's because people are trying to trick you. Yeah. See, it's people that don't need to have no spiritual awakening because they are fully aware of what the hell is going on here. And like I said, they'll kill you and take your spot and live it how you supposed to live it. There's people that'll steal your car and drive your car how you supposed to drive it. They'll take it, get it clean. They'll be cleaning it out, putting premium gas in there. They'll get it fixed and everything. If they was able to get away with it legally, if if it was legal to just take somebody's car, people will steal your car and treat it better than what you was treating it. You'll see your car ride past again. It got rims on there. They done got the dent up out of there. They done fixed that headlight. On the real. People steal your dog and treat it better than you. They get it washed. The dog like somebody done if somebody done stole your dog, and your dog like the person who stole it better than it like you. And they set your dog down in the middle, like see who the dog want to go with. You like, come here, girl, come here. She look at you like, look back at them like, well, this person been feeding me steak and eggs and then you just been feeding me regular dog food from the Family Dollar. You gonna run to the steak and eggs, man. People make racism more than what it really is. People get respect if they get. See, this is the thing about racism. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Racism. Racism. Hey, look, you better hope they not feeding the dog steak. Better hope they not feeding that dog good, because if they're feeding the dog good, that dog gonna bite you if you try to kick their ass. But let's talk about racism real quick, right? Because a lot of times, see, we get told what racism is, and the answer to what racism is in the word racism. You got race, which is a competition, and you got ism, which is a system of beliefs, right? So when you put it together, you got a competitive system of beliefs. So when you got people that's competing against other people, you're not a racist, but you suffer from racism, right? Because you're not the one creating. Because look, you're not the one creating these competitive systems. Like, you're not the one creating football, right? But you got people that play football. It's a competitive sport, right? So, and you got this is what racism is learned. Racism is learned through sports. See, I try not to really touch on that, because them people in them organizations, they'll reach out and touch. But racism is taught through sports in school. Because where does that when people play sports and they know they not going, or at least the teachers, the coaches know that you're not going to go to the NFL or go to the NBA, or hell, it's even colleges and owners, and like, they know you're not going. It's people that know they going to the NFL. It's people that know they going to college. Like, it's already set up for them, right? But it's people that don't know that they not going to college. I was one of them people. It was people that don't know that they not going to the NFL. I was one of them people. I felt and thought like I had a chance. I should have been dropped out, but I wasn't educated. Then nobody let me know, like, bro, in order to go to the NFL or go to college, you got to do all your work. You got to do this, do that. I ain't had nobody to tell me that, right? So when you get done playing sports, where does that competitive nature go? Where does that competitive nature go when you done playing sports? That competitive nature turns into racism, because now you looking at everybody around you, not on the football field no more. You're not in the basketball court no more, or you're not on the volleyball court or baseball field no more, right? Or you're not on the hockey field or soccer field no more, right? And you still got this competitive, I'm the first, I got to do it before, I'm getting it before you, or we getting it before them way of seeing things. And and you don't have people that become racist, but you have people that suffer from racism. And see, this, what they don't want to do is make racism a mental illness, which that's what racism is. It's a mental illness. And they don't want to make it into into a mental illness, because if they made it into a mental illness, then the schools owe a lot of money. See, that's how come President Trump right now, he trying to get rid of the Board of Education and all these other things. Or it's a rumor, I don't know how true that is, but they talking about getting rid of the Board of Education, because the Board of Education got to take accountability for a lot of the activities that's been going on in America with the youth and with the violence, and just even the way people talk. Like, there's people from outside the country coming in the country with better sense than, like, it's crazy, and I don't know. I see. I try not to really touch on them subjects, because I mean, and it is the rabbit hole. We supposed to be able to talk about them subjects, but um, them subjects is attached to to powerful groups of people. And my objective with the rabbit hole, like I said, is not to divide, but to conquer, and to really just conquer self, and really be prepared. Like my whole thing is like being ready for the next life. That's my whole thing. Being ready for the next life and leaving evidence of your life. You know what I'm saying? Leaving good remarks on your life. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure that yeah, nah, I mean, once again, it keeps us safe not having an open mind. Because when people do get an open mind, that's when they become kind of primal. You know what I'm saying? People become violent. When people get an open mind, they realize that, hey, I'm here and I can do whatever I want to do. And that ain't nothing that you really want to rush, because a lot of people in a primal state, and you realize you could do what you want to do, then you're going to do something to somebody else, or you may do something with somebody else. And once you get to your mastermind, now you regretting something that you did in the past. As I said, all trauma is not what somebody did to you. Your trauma could be what you did to somebody else too. Or maybe what you did with somebody else. I know I mean, they're not. They're not. It's for what? Because it keeps them safe. Look, imagine if your best friend was a serial killer and you didn't know it, but all the serial killings have been going on in the neighborhood, right? And you always talking to your friend about it. Like you always talking to your friend about all these things, and you just putting things together, like based on who all around you, based on people's schedules, and you start to realize that, and you sitting there talking to your best friend, like y'all in person, like first y'all start off on the phone, and they realize that you getting closer to the truth, right? So they start being around you and listen to you talk about it more and more, right? And eventually, while y'all sitting there having a conversation, you realize while you putting it all together that your best friend is the serial killer, and they sitting right here with you, right? And you turn and look at your best friend, and they looking at you like, you know you done messed up. Because they had an open mind to let you keep talking. They had an open mind to let you keep talking. And now they about to try to kill. Now they about to kill you. Now they about to do that to you. The It's not safe for everybody to have an open mind. It's not safe for everybody to break down that ice wall. See, this is the thing. You gotta know when to get behind the ice wall. Don't nobody else gotta know when yeah, you gotta know when to get behind the ice wall. It's dangerous. It is dangerous because look at it like this. See, my bad. Understand this. Going back to talking about these systems that's set up and how you got a lot of people trying to break these systems down, but these systems protect us, right? Because going back to the Cain and Abel, if Abel had a job, if Abel had a PlayStation 5 and a cell phone, I mean, if Cain had a job, had a cell phone, had a PlayStation 5 and a girlfriend, he wouldn't have killed Abel. He wouldn't have killed this brother if he had an occupation. It's funny. It's funny. And, I mean, it's messed up because okay, it answers a lot to the ice wall being up is why it's so much. Okay, let's stop. I'm about to stop right here. All right, because now we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about laws. When we talking about how people behave, when we talk about human behavior right now, we got to talk about laws. So what is a law? And now, I think I said this in one of my other videos, but I learned this from Jordan Maxwell. I don't know where he learned it from. But RP to Jordan Maxwell, if you go check him out. But he spoke about law meaning land, air, and water. That's what law is. Now, land, air, and water is your spirit. No, land, air, and water is nature. Your nature is your spirit. Your spirit is how you behave, right? So when they change laws, laws change human behavior. If they made a law right now saying that it's legal to fly, like it's legal to try to fly, then eventually, I know this is gonna sound funny, but eventually people will be able to fly. But the reason why people can't fly is because they got laws against flying, regulations against flying. You can't make your own plane or your own rocket ship and try to fly. No, 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 no. Not with the physical body. Not with the physical body. Because people have flown before. I mean, people we fly in planes, but look at it like this. Look at it like this, right? Because this still all connected. This still all connected to when I was talking about time, right? When they created the plane, okay, understand this right here. With World War II was fought over the aircraft technology. It wasn't fought over no Adolf Hitler and no Jews and all that other stuff. That's propaganda. They was fighting over who was gonna control the air, who was gonna control the sky. Land, air, water. The Spanish Armada was fought over water. Who was gonna control the water? The American Revolution and the Civil War was fought over who was gonna control the land. And then World War III was fought over who was gonna control the sky. Yeah, they was fighting over. And so all these all these systems and all these mental programs have been set up to exclude us from technology. Really not to exclude us from technology, but to put control on the technology. Because if you don't control the technology, then it would be, imagine life being like Futurama, or like what's that show, Rick and Morty, where you just had people in their garages just creating all type of stuff, right? But when they first created the plane, if they wouldn't have put regulations on the plane and just allow anybody to have the technology, we'll be flying around like the Jetsons right now. Yeah, we'll be around the jet. Like when they created the plane, they could have got rid of the car technology, which technically the plane is just a flying car. Technically, like the plane don't do nothing any different from when it was first created. Besides, okay, it might shoot guns or it might carry more people, but nonetheless, or it might go faster. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, the plane's still doing what it's doing since it was first created. Med biz, what's that? You gotta fill me in. Can you fill me in? What's his name? What buddy name? On the bedroom floor. See, it's really no reason why. There's really no reason why every kid, when they first come here, they're not learning how to make cell phones and learning how to make planes and plane engines, and like learning about science, like rocket science, like yeah. But you gotta let me know what that med biz is. But it's just an ice wall. See, we get raised to be masculine when we young and feminine when we get older. And what does that mean when you masculine or feminine? Masculine and feminine ain't got nothing to do with man and woman. Masculine and feminine has nothing to do with a man and woman. Masculine and feminine is, okay, put it this way, masculine is mental and feminine is physical, right? So let's look at like a mountain. A mountain got mass, right? Or the sun got mass, right? So the mountain, a mountain is physical, but it's more masculine, meaning that it's just a mountain gonna do what it do. A mountain don't care if you fall off of it. A mountain don't care if you climb it. A mountain don't care if you dig in it. A mountain don't care if you spit on it, if you eat on it, if you pee on it, dookie on it. A mountain is still gonna be a mountain. It's not gonna change what it is. Yeah, hey, it's all subjective, right? It's all subjective because a man is just short for the word human. You know what I'm saying? And a woman is just short for the word womb man, womb human, a womb man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how come I could kind of understand where you got people that you know may swing a certain way because you really can't see if a person is a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, like once you strip a person down to who they really are, you ain't gonna be able to tell the gender of a person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see a pregnant woman, you can't tell you can't look at that pregnant woman and see if it's a boy or girl. inside that womb. You know what I'm saying? You can't see if it's gonna be a man or a woman that she giving birth to. You just know that she pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That's all you know. And when the baby born, then you be like, oh, it's a boy or oh, it's a girl. You know what I'm saying? You slap a label on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not defending nobody in what the hell they do, but shit, I mean, you gonna do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? While you here, it's your existence. But like I said, once again, there's certain systems, programs that have been set up to now where people can't even do these things, whatever the hell they want to do peacefully. Now it becomes a competitive issue. And now, if you learn what people is really doing, they be ready to take you out. And I ain't talking about on a date neither. So the thing is making sure that you put in the work on being here on this planet and letting the world, or not letting the world know, but leaving some type of evidence of you being here. Helping people get through this. Write books. Talk to people. Help people. Help. Be a servant to people. Certain, but not. I mean, you ain't got to spend time with nobody. You ain't got to sit there and spend time with nobody. But if it's safe little things that you could do to help, I mean, it's all subjective how you gonna help. It's all subjective. And most importantly, you gotta do the work on yourself. Learn about yourself. Study yourself. We all been created to be wannabes, and we've been cheated out of the ability to create our own characters. It's just like when the kids play the video game, they learn to create their own, they jump on the game and they create their own character. But then you got some kids, yeah, you on the YouTube channel right now, you in the rabbit hole. Do you know how far you in the rabbit hole right now? You are so deep in the rabbit hole. You are so deep in the rabbit hole right now. I hope you know how to get out of this rabbit hole. You just reach to the left and right. You just pull yourself up out of there. I sleep down here. I sleep down here. I've been fighting for my light. You got to fight for your light in this rabbit hole, in this darkness. You got to fight for your light. Don't get tricked out of your spot. Don't get tricked thinking that uh, it's something greater than this world. It's something greater than this life. Yeah. Yeah, the greater thing about this life is the life that you continue to live. Don't get sidetracked. Do not get sidetracked. Because it's people that will, like I say, it's people that want to get rid of you and continue to live the life. They're going to live the life that you were supposed to live and live it the way you were supposed to live it. It's a reason why people look at certain actors as like some of the great people, Denzel Washington, Tom Cruise. Oh yep. And I'm about to drop some music too. I'm about to drop these music videos on there. I got all type. This is all type of stuff that it's about to get back warm too. I mean, you know, the live is helping me shake the fleas off. The live is helping me shake the fleas off. You know what I'm saying? The live is helping me connect. I mean, it be nervous doing this, but I think it's healthy for everybody to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's healthy for, even if you don't go live or like post it on YouTube. I think it's healthy that you just make videos just talking. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about this life. I mean, you got the right to share your view on this life too. You got the right. I mean, you seeing it, you going through it. Break it down. Break it down. Go back through your life. Do you remember the first man you ever saw? Do you remember the first woman you ever saw? Do you remember the first dog or first home or whatever? I mean, go back through all these things. Hey, so what we go? What's something else? What's something else we could talk about? Let's. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm not really smart. I'm not really smart. I'm more of a. I'm look. I just break down. I'm breaking. The ice wall is broken down for me. See, when they say, when people, there's been a lot of people on the internet. They talk about the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, right? Aliens. See now, it's the thing. This is the thing right here. Cause this subject about aliens, this subject get real sticky. Real sticky. This is a very sticky, icky. See. Hold on. Okay. So now when we talking about aliens, right? This is the issue. And this is why the ice wall got to be broken down. Because people don't know who is who, right? And I'm talking from black people to white people to whatever type of people, right? So now, it's been a lot of talk about indigenous people, right? You got black people that's indigenous to every land on the planet, right? But this is the thing. You got white people that are indigenous to every land too. You got mixed people that are indigenous to every land too, right? Where you get your, like, you might get your Mexicans. The Mexicans are kind of like the people that's in between, because like you could take a Mexican And this ain't making no fun of the Mexicans or nothing, but like you could take a Mexican, certain Mexicans or certain Latino people and dress them up as an Arab and they'll look like an Arab. But you could take an Arab and dress him up as a Mexican and he speaks Spanish and he you'll think he was a Mexican. Right? Or take a Mexican and dress him up as an Arab and teach him and have him speak Arab. You'll think he was an Arab person. The whole time this is a Mexican acting like goddamn Arab. Like you be like, oh damn, well he looking like goddamn Arab, right? So you got the black, white, and the mix, you got the black, white, and the gray that's indigenous to every land, right? And now you got black people that, oh well, we're indigenous to America, we're indigenous. You got white people that's indigenous to America too. And this right here is a deep subject because this is the thing. Germans, and I get into an argument about this, like there's people that argue with me about this. Germans and Irish people are indigenous to America. And you also got people that's called like hillbillies or like they kind of make fun of them on movies like The Hills Have Eyes and all that, like they mountaineers and all that stuff. Like you got white people that's indigenous to America. So now let's stop there. Now I know the German thing. That's a deep thing. German and Irish, that's a deep thing because we gotta understand that German and Irish is an American word. German is not a German word. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that's like Scandinavia or some. But okay, so now we gonna set that down right now. Europe, Europe has now. Well, this is the picture that tries to be that they paint on Europe. It's two pictures that they try to paint about Europe. They try to paint this picture that Europe is not North Africa. And they also try to paint this picture that Europe is all white, like is where white people come from. When in actuality, once again, in Europe you have people that are indigenous to Europe, black, white, and in between. Same thing in Asia or Russia, black, white, in between. Or China, whatever, black, white, and in between. Same thing in India, black, white, in between. Same thing in Australia, black, white, in between. Even though Australia might have been probably one of the few places that was like dominantly black, but what made them significant was that they had the blonde hair. They had that blonde hair and they had the blue eyes. That might be where the blonde hair and blue eyes originated from. Because I mean, all it takes is one baby, and then that baby get the you know. But so now going back to talking about the aliens, because we still talking about aliens, right? We always hear about illegal aliens, right? We always hear about illegal aliens. And this is where we got to knock down the ice wall because we learned about aliens when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? I know I learned about aliens because I seen the movie Predators. I seen the movie Aliens. I seen X-Files growing up. I had the Sci-Fi Channel. I was watching, I mean, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching all these things growing up. So I'm seeing Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing biker mice from Mars and all this stuff. These are the things that I'm seeing, and on top of learning about the planets in class. That's on top of that. I'm seeing, not only am I learning about it in school, but I'm learning about it in at home too on the television, right? That's why Kendrick said, "Turn the TV off, turn the TV off." You know what I'm saying? But so what are the legal aliens, right? Just imagine this. Let's just say the ice wall was real. And all of a sudden, this gigantic ship just break through the other side of the ice wall. It ain't one of our ships, but this is like this high-tech, fancy ship break through the ice wall and it's levitating over the water. And they don't see it. It's undetected through radar, right? And it make its way undetected past South America, and it pulls up to Florida at the beach. And these people get off the ship. They look just like us, right? Because this is the thing about aliens. In order to exist on this planet, in order to exist here, you have to be born. So if it was any type of alien here, we know for a fact that it has to be born in order to be here. It has to be born here. Ain't nothing coming from, just like you can't go live underwater and nothing could come from out of the water and live on the ground. There's nothing that's going to be able to come and be in your presence that's not born here. If you could see it, it could get shot. I mean, if you could see it, it could get shot. I don't care if it's 10 aliens. If you could see these beings, it could get hit with a bullet. Ain't nothing beat the bullet. Ain't nothing beat the bullet. But right now we talking about the real aliens. No, no. See, yeah, in your mind, it is. It is. In your mind, once you're able to see further, yeah, you're right. It's a lot. In your mind, it's a lot of land. It's a lot of land in your mind. Break down beyond the ice wall, it is a lot of land in your mind. It's a lot of it. A lot of work that can be done in your mind. A lot of things that can be built in your mind. But the one that bears the light in your mind is not you. The one who holds the light in a lot of our minds is not us. It's not us. Yes, that's what an ice wall is. It's an ice wall. It's frozen. Think about it. Don't no kids know about no ice wall. Only grown people know about the ice wall. The ice wall is a grown-up conversation or a teenager conversation, right? Maybe a few teenagers might talk about an ice wall, right? But ain't no grown people. I mean, ain't no children talking about no ice wall. Because they don't have an ice wall in their mind. They got imagination. They don't need no ice. What's an ice wall to a kid? They playing with toys, making movies, making Hollywood films with their toys. Or at least they used to be. Now they got cell phones and tablets and video games. I mean, you got kids that still use their imaginations, that still climb trees. But rest assured this right here. This is the thing. America don't hide nothing. I mean, the government does not hide nothing. The government don't hide nothing from you. They show everything. If the government was able to go out of space, you would see it. They wouldn't hide it. So now going back to this thing about aliens, right? And if these people pulled up on a ship from beyond the ice wall, just using imagination, nah, No. I mean, if you go around, put it this way, if you go around it, that's just Antarctica. Like that's just the Antarctica land. If you go around Antarctica, you just gonna be starting one point and end up on another end. You going around in a gigantic. See, I don't want to see. Okay, look, this what I'm saying. I'm gonna do this right here. Look, I'm not gonna stop you from believing in it how you believe in it, because I don't want to tell you nothing that is gonna make you, yeah, yeah. That ain't my that ain't the goal. Nah, you know what? I am gonna tell you. This the rabbit hole. This the rabbit hole. I am gonna tell you. It's a you going around, and this is infinity. When you go around in a circle, right? That's infinite. That's never ending. Look, you're in a never ending place. No, look. You're in a never ending place. You're in a never end. This is never ending. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right here though. I'm gonna say this because I say this is never ending. But okay, I gotta say it. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. Jesus said it's gonna be a better place than this. And to say that's not possible when we already in a good place. We already in a good place. And Jesus said that don't worry about this place, right? He was telling you in a nutshell, Jesus was telling us how to get through this, right? Like don't stress this out. Don't worry about don't stress the government out. Don't stress this. Don't stress that. Like just do your work. Just stay at peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to say that it's not possible to go to a better place beyond this one would be a contradiction of the place that we in already, and we already don't even know how we got here, right? And so that goes back to, the conversation when you talk about like you feel that presence. You still feel that presence. So who's to say that, they're not in a better place, in a more advanced place where you could be looked out for? You know what I'm saying? Because they was able to advance to that better place, and now they in a place in a and it's possible to still be in this place, but in a better place, because we all came here simultaneously. Like, we didn't all come here together. We not all here together. We all came here separately. Even if we was born at the same time on the same day, like even if some twins was born at the same time on the same day, they still here separately. So it's no guarantee. I can't sit up here and guarantee that wherever I go beyond here, I'm gonna be in the same place that you are in. Even though, even though it'd be a contradiction to say that, because we in the same place right now. And look at this advanced technology that we use to be in. Even though we in the same place, we still on this advanced technology being able to communicate, not being in each other's presence. Because naturally, you have to be in each other's presence in order to communicate. And I can, you know, see, it's the rabbit hole. It's the rabbit hole. It's the rabbit hole. And I'm gonna say this, and this gonna be another video. This is gonna be another video. But I almost have mathematical proof based on the history, based on missing years on the calendar, based on artifacts, that Jesus existed. Okay, don't now. Now let me say this first, because we still in the same day that all these things took place, that all these people existed. But there have been lies told about what places that these people, where these events took place, and who these people were, and where these people were, right? And I'm gonna say this: it was a painting of Jesus that was found in Tennessee, uh, an authentic painting of Jesus found in Tennessee. A woman stole the painting. I guess she was a prostitute. She tried to, she went over to the old man's house. I guess the old man didn't want to give her no money, or he ended up going to sleep. She already got paid, but she was trying to steal, didn't have nothing else to steal from him. So she seen the painting, took the painting, tried to give it to a drug dealer. The drug dealer called the police. Once the drug dealer seen the painting, the drug dealer called the police. Now imagine somebody seeing the painting and calling the police. Oh shit. Got the wrong charger now. Now imagine somebody seeing the painting, a drug dealer looking at a painting and calling the police. This painting was an authentic painting of Jesus. An authentic painting of Jesus. An authentic certified painting of Jesus. Emmanuel, which is his real name. But I say Jesus because that's a whole other subject. But it was an authentic painting of Jesus, and they came and locked the woman up and took the painting. The Vatican came, got the painting, verified it, and took it back to Rome. And you already know they claimed that, oh well, the painting was stolen during this time and brought to America, and nah, that's not what happened. What they hiding is the fact that Jesus was killed or I don't know if I really want to say if he was killed or not, because I mean he never died really, but and he was here the same day, technically in the same day. But let me say this: uh, I'm close to evidence that he lived 244 years ago. This was 244 years ago. This wasn't no 1,000 years ago. This wasn't no 2,000 years ago. This is 244 years ago. And based on, let me grab a pencil real quick. Man, this pencil broke. Oh, here got another pencil right here. This pencil broke. So I got two broke pencils. That means I'm not about to talk. I'm not about to do the math. I'm not about to break that down. So, but yeah, I could break that math down and show that the let me see if this pencil broke, if this pencil I grabbed right here is broke. Now look, okay, let me show real quick. Now I just grabbed two pencils that was broke. It's another pencil sticking out, right? That's not broke. I mean, I don't know if it's broke or not. I can't see if it's broke. But if I pull that pencil out and that pencil is broke, I'm not about to do the math. I'm not about to do the math. Man, okay. Where's some paper at? Let me see. Let me see right here. Okay. Okay. So we got 711, 1492. No. Is it 1492? When did Christopher Columbus come here? When did Christopher Columbus come here? Was it 1492? Oh yeah. I think it was 1492. Yeah. Okay, yep, 1492, 711. So you got 1, 8, well, 14, 781. 781. You got 20, 25. And 781. That's 4. Down, make that a 1. Make that a 10, scratch that. Make that a 9. Make that a 12, that'd be 4. 9 take away 7 equals 2. Yeah. Right now, we are in year 1244. We're in year 1244. And if you go, and this is the thing, if you go back, if we in year 1244, that means if you go back, hold on. So that would mean if you go back to 1000, that's like a zero. Yeah, the year 1000 is like a 0 point. The year 1000 is a 0 point, which will leave just the number 244 years. It's to remove people from events. Yeah, I think in Egypt, they try to make it seem like the people in Egypt lived 20,000 years ago, when in actuality, the people in Egypt was around 300 years ago, 400 years ago, and 500 years ago. Like Egypt was up at like see Cleopatra, she was significant because she was the last pharaoh or the last queen, the last royal member of Egypt. And you got to think, in order, how they gonna know those stories about something that happened 20,000 years ago? No, they know about these stories because these things happen in more recent times. I mean, I don't care how good you mummify somebody's body. Your body is not gonna be able to survive no 20,000 years, 30,000. You don't care how tight you wrap no body up. Ain't no body gonna sit up there and be able to withstand 1,000 years, 30,000 years of being in no casket. It's gonna turn into mush. It's gonna turn into oil. Like all that stuff is gonna. The only reason why them bodies are still in the condition that they in is because they was around in a more recent time. And every great civilization has been wiped out because of technology. It was another civilization that came in with better technology, and they took out the older civilization that didn't have the technology. Or you'll have civilizations that'll come in and mix with your technology and then create a more advanced technology than your technology and then take you out like that. So like the people who first came in with guns, they ain't got power no more because you had like families that came in, learned how to make guns, made more advanced guns, and then killed them with the guns. You know what I'm saying? Killed them off. Like, yeah, I'm gonna kill y'all off. His story. His story is a compound word, just like slave ship. Slave ship is a compound word. So people think that a slave ship is something that you jump on and ride, when in actuality, a slave ship is something that you go through. It's like a hardship. It's like a friendship. It's something that you go through. Slave ship ain't got nothing to do with no being on no boat. But once again, that go back to what you was taught as a kid. You was taught as a kid about slave ships. So now you sit and then you sit there and watch these movies and all that stuff, and but reincarnation. We already talked about reincarnation. This whole conversation has been about reincarnation. Because you gotta think about it like this. How can you come back to a place you never left? How can you come back to a place you never left? Right? And the whole message with Jesus is to not continue being attached to this place because it's gonna be a place that's better than this one. Don't be attached to it. Like, don't be like attached. Like, you don't want to die thinking about your bills. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to die thinking about your car note, or you don't want to die thinking about somebody having sex with your girl. You know what I'm saying? Like your girl, you dying thinking about your girl cheating on you, or your boyfriend cheating on you, or something. You know what I'm saying? Or you dying thinking about, oh, I'm not gonna be able to go to work tomorrow. No, like, like you just that attached to this life to where you dying thinking about what you was gonna have a chance to do. Are you born here time after time, never leave? Being born, it's your origin. That's how come, like, if you look at the word born, right? Like, you got the word ORN in there. And ORN could be expanded into original, like origin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could take the word ORN and you take that and add a couple letters. You could add the I up in there, add a couple I's in there, and get origin. You know what I'm saying? Add the I's and add the G's in there and make the word origin, right? So think about it, like, and then okay, you can leave a B on there and make it borigin. You know what I'm saying? Being born, being born. And if you say it with a certain and see, that's the thing. It's not the past. It's not past. It's just unfinished work. Unfinished work. It's not the past. How is it the past if it's still here? How is it the past if it's still here? How? I don't. How how can something be in the past if it's still right here? We got to keep in mind that Benjamin Banneker. I don't care what nobody say. Benjamin Banneker is the one who invented time. He did that. Just like he designed Washington, D.C. and all these other things. See, and let me talk about this real quick, right? Well, they always talk about all these people in history that that like, oh, this person of they always, okay, they always show these people in the past who may have invented things, or like they may have took over countries, or they may have been royal members in Europe, or whatever the situation may be. Okay, let me use Hitler for example, right? I know a lot of people don't like the H word, but let me use Hitler for an example. Uh, they always talk about Hitler in that time, but they never talk about like Hitler family, right? Like Hitler got a whole family, like an extended, like Hitler got grandparents, had brothers and sisters, and Hitler had a mother and father, and the mother and father had brothers and sisters and grandparents. Like the Hitler family is still here. You know what I'm saying? Like Abraham Lincoln family is still here. Uh, all these people that they talk about, and they like kind of get you to lead them in the past, like where they was at, but they people are still here. Cousins and nieces and nephews. I think somebody was talking about like LeBron James. It's like, like all we know about LeBron James is basketball, but like you don't never. We done been deep up in the rabbit hole. I'm about to go ahead and uh, I've been having a lot of stuff going on in the background, and I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, Cindy. You know what I'm saying? Cindy L. Y'all go ahead and follow your page. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's see. I'm trying to figure out okay, I'm just got it. Man. Yeah, uh, yeah, just hey, look, you got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of work to do. It's easier said than done, but that's subjective depending on who's talking. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, yeah, we gonna get back in the rabbit hole pretty soon. Let me get back to it. I appreciate